Hey guys, Presley here, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm obviously reviewing the Neca Ultimate Fugitive Predator from the 2018 The Predator movie. That took me forever to say. This figure I'm absolutely loving. This is technically how it comes out of the box, just without the blades on. The accessories that he has with him are his unmasked head, his hand, another hand with a half of an arm, and another one for the right. I would put this on to show you, but it's for some reason being difficult. It's not wanting to go on, so I don't want to end up breaking the figure, so I'm just not going to do that, and I'm not going to do the head either, because the joint that attaches the head to the body decides to come off when you take one of the heads off, and it's really annoying to try to get it back off. We'll get a closer look at these in a second. But first, we're going to look at the design of the Fugitive Predator. And by far, this is one of my favorite designs for Predator in general. Because it looks really cool. And my favorite thing about it is that it has double blades. Though there is one problem I have with the blades, which I will get to later. His armor is similar to, like, I think it's chainmail? I don't know, it's like kind of chainy looking. Oh, I just caught you by the butt. It looks chainy looking, like medieval days. Not exactly similar, but something kind of like that. And I thought it was going to be a lot more taller than, like, my tallest Predator, but clearly not, which, obviously, when I get Assassin's Predator, ow, that hurt, he's obviously going to tower over most of my figures. Probably not this guy. Maybe. Probably the same height, actually. Yeah, I think so. Actually, no, probably, like, actually taller. Maybe. Because he's, like, this tall. Then Fugitive and Assassin's Predator's, like, this big to Fugitive. So, I think he might be taller. Who knows? We aren't really going to see it for not till November, which is close to my birthday, so yay. The design, the armor feels nice and rubbery. It's all nice and smooth, stuff like that. I like the mask. The mask is probably my favorite part of the whole figure, because the mask is smooth and I think it looks really cool. Definitely more advanced and modern. The hair is surprisingly different from all the rest of the Predator figures. It has, it feels different because they added texture to the dreads this time, in movie-wise and figure-wise. And it feels really kind of rough, like sandpaper, but it's like super, like, like bendable, I guess you could say. And it's different from other heads. Where's that head go? Or where did that head go? Because this one seems to be more smoother, and while the regular heads are more buffed out at the this part, which is kind of cool, I guess. One of my my other, I can't talk when I do these reviews. Go away. So one of my other favorite things is the shoulder cannon, and the reason why, not many people like this shoulder cannon because it's small and it just seems kind of, I don't know, weak, I guess. The reason I like it is because it actually stays on. Every time I have a Predator figure, they have the huge freaking bulky shoulder cannon, and I can never get it to stay on. Because for stop motions, I'll be like trying to move the head or something, then pop off, pop off, pop, pop, pop. It's really annoying. But for this, there's no big bulge in the way, so I can do a bunch of articulation, and it stays on, and it's permanently stayed on unless you like take one the pins out right here and then detach it, which then it's kind of pointless because then you won't really be able to get it back in unless you're really good at doing that. This back piece right here I think looks really cool. Kind of reminds me of Obsidian Fury's back piece a little bit. It's obviously not identical, but it's really cool. One thing I kind of feel is weird about the mask is that this part right here that would be separating the mask from the face, it looks like it just wants to come off, and I don't really like it like that, because on these it actually looks like it's attached, but on this one it just looks like you could just off. But whatever, I mean, they did the design. It's still cool. The thing that I have a really problem with it is the blades, and since I think I said I was gonna get into that, but if I didn't, then this is one of the main problems I have with it. It looks cool, but doing stop motions, it doesn't really look like you would be able to like kill anyone with it, because you only have this much room to stab someone with. You would have to literally do this to stab someone fully. And for this figure, you might be wondering, but Pradula, it's the same thing. Well, if this hand was a fisted hand, there would be a lot more room for stabbing than it being an extended hand. I'm not sure if it would be different, if it looks different with the these hands on. I might just have to test that out, but it's kind of disappointing. And I don't like how they put the figures in, or the blades in. That would be more for like a collector, which I would imagine because it's probably a collector figure. And by the way, the packaging is awesome. I like the packaging. But, it doesn't say collector on it. But it's obviously 17 and older, which I'm not 17, so I'm breaking the rules. But yeah, it's kind of sad, and I'm not sure why. For the guys that decided to make this Predator design, decided to make the blades come out from right here, because blades usually come out about at the wrist. It's why they're called wrist blades, not upper bicep or lower bicep. I don't know. Lower arm blades. I don't. If they were right here, if they came out right here, there would be a lot more room for stabby stabs, and I think that would have been better. But you know, it's still good. The blades still stay in a little. It's just a really big pain to get them in, because they're kind of like, if you make the wrong move, then they'll come out, and then you're like, eh! They could have done a better way of making them put it in, like making it slide or something. But I mean, this is what they did. Still good figure. Not saying it makes it a bad figure. It's still an amazing figure. It just makes it a little bit more challenging for me to do stop motions. Which I don't really think anyone else cares. But they have like this little flap thing right here. I think that's pretty cool. Usually the flaps are on the front side, but I guess they did it on the back side, which is cool, I guess. Getting into the accessories now, I'll get into articulation later. These hands and the arms are really cool. The texture on the top of the arm feels really snake-like, like if you're touching a snake. I don't like the nails, and you might be wondering, why don't you like the nails? It's because, in my opinion, they're too long for me, and I'm that kind of person that like doesn't like long nailed people, because I just want to bite the nails off, and especially if they're like scratching something and it makes that sort of noise that like gets my nails to. I just want to do it, and I hate doing that. Also, I just noticed that this nail is sticking upwards. See if I can get that. This one right here, sticking upwards. That's and this form, maybe, I don't know. This one's not doing it, so that might have been a accidental, probably, but it still is cool. The detail that they put into the figures is phenomenal. I like it a lot. Definitely looks cool. And now I can rub in my dad's face that predators do have 5 fingers. Because my dad's like, no, predators have 4 fingers. I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, no, that's Godzilla. Godzilla has 4 fingers. Predator has 5 fingers. Yeah, they did a really good job with the hands and making it look Predator-esque. And it kind of have like a muddy tone dry brush or brushing that they have onto it, which makes it look really cool, because predators don't just wash their hands and they don't want to make it look clean, so I would imagine why it would be dirty. And for the face looks really cool. A lot of people don't like this face, but I don't really have a problem with it. It's technically just a regular predator face, and for some reason, let's see if I can get it, because my camera doesn't focus on the back side of it, I don't think. Can I get the focus? No, I don't think it will. But there's usually a line at like the separate of the right here, probably about right here. Mine doesn't really seem to have that. I mean, you can tell that it has it, but it's just really hard to see. But it's more seen on the left, yeah, on the left part of the eye, like right here. And one thing I kind of find funny is that, like, he has an extreme lower bite, or is that what it's called? Like this, like like I think it's lower bite, because the other one would be upper bite. And as you can see with this face, which sadly one of the whatchamacallem, mandibles broke off, but I don't really care. But you can see with this one, it's flat. It's kind of hard to see because the mandible flap is in the way. But it's not overbiting. It's straight, unlike this one, which I was kind of worried about the face, because a lot of people have been complaining about there being broken parts off of the face, and by looking at the jaw piece right here that overbites, you can kind of see that it looks like it's about to pop off because of you can see the line right there, which is, I mean, I don't really care because I probably won't use it at all. I mean, I'd be kind of upset. I mean, that's not that hard. Just super glue it back on. But I won't be like, Neca, how come you done this to me? You know. But yeah, getting into articulation, you can lift the head up that high and down about that far. You can twist the head just a little bit this way and all the way around this way. The shoulder cannon goes all the way back, all the way up. It turns, but I don't really like turning it that much because it's stiff, and I'm afraid that means it might break. And it bends in the like middle of it, so you can make it look like that. I think in the movie he had it like that, but I think it's supposed to be something like that, maybe, because that's how they usually look. His arms sadly go up. Come on. Mine's a little stiff because I just got him today, so I probably should have washed him under hot water first or something. That's as high as it'll go. And it's not a lot of people think it's because of this. It's not because of this. It's because that's how much the ball joint is limited to go. I mean, if it had more range, it would probably stop at like about right here, which I wish it did because it's kind of disappointing to not be able to do that. You get like a mid elbow swivel, secret swivel, but it's tight for me, but I can kind of twist it. You see, his elbow's backwards now. There. And with this, the gauntlet on, you get 90-degree ball joint, or 90-degree one ball joint thing right here. It goes 90 degrees. Well, maybe a little less than 90 degrees. That's because of the gauntlet. But I think with the hand on, it might be able to do double jointed. It goes up that high, so he can go, yeah, I won, y'all all suck. And I think it can go all the way around, so the flap doesn't get, the armor doesn't get in the way this time for that. You can move the wrist around. On this one, actually, no, this one's a little more looser than this one. You can kind of move the wrist a little. I would imagine probably more on the open palm, and that's because it's limited because of the gauntlet, which is fine. Also, to notice, there's a little paint scrubbage right here, which I hate really much. No, I'm joking. I'm not that kind of person. I don't really do that kind of gripes like, oh man, you have a little bit of paint drops, paint scrap right here. It needs to be 100%. I don't do that. I mean, unless it was like a really, like, if the arm, this arm was all like a different color, then I would be like, what the heck? It's not supposed to be like that. And I know, because I watched like 5 reviews of the figure. The ab crunch, or I guess that's what it's called, goes up that far. You want to try to move the blades out of the way so I don't break them, or make them pop off. And it goes back that far. And you don't really want to do that much because it makes this thing pop out, which is it's kind of annoying to get put back in and out. You get a chest. You have chest movement at the chest right here. But again, that moves that middle piece right here, so that's kind of annoying. And the hip, like the lower the muscles or something, whatever this is called, moves too. I mean, you could probably get it 360 all the way, but I don't want to do that. And for the legs, you can look up. They go up about 90 degrees up. So yeah, they go back pretty decently far. And they go ultimately about whatchamacallit? Splits. That's what it's called. You can do the splits. And note that these, wait, hold on. These metal pieces, the armor can move, so be aware of that if you don't want it to move. And it's double jointed knee, elbow, that's what I should have said. One jointed 90 degree jointed elbow, that's what I should have said. You can twist it right here at the knee for 360. For the foot, goes up that far, down that far, and you do get ankle pivot. And I think that's all the articulation. I'm not too sure. If I'd missed some part of the articulation, you can tell me in the comments down below if you would like to. But yeah, this figure is amazing. I can't wait to do a stop motion for it, which I will be doing recently, because as you guys know, with some of my figures, I do a stop motion for one of them. This one's gonna be like busting out of the box type one. Maybe I'll make him like do the plasma cannon or something. I'll figure something out. But yeah, this is an amazing figure. It does stand well. Not many of my Predator figures stand well, and I think that's because they actually have feet, and most of my Predator figures have like these kind of boots things, and I think that's just like the AVP type figures. But yeah, it's cool. I'm kind of worried about the Neca Assassin Predator and him, like, standing, because his feet look small. His feet look small to me, which is kind of concerning, but I think it will be good. I think it's going to be a good figure. Super excited for the movie. The last trailer was awesome. I said I was going to kind of talk about it, but I guess I did. But by saying it was awesome. I'm not going to put it in the link in the description about it down below. So if you want to watch it, then just go look it up. But anyways, I love this figure really much, and I'll try to do something with it. And I can't believe I have it in hand. Can't wait for the movie. I will be releasing another video shortly. Not sure when, because, you know, school and stuff. but probably maybe this weekend, maybe. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, this is the end of the video, I guess. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.